Well, hey folks, and welcome to Solarcabin channel. I've got a fun little project here for you I think you're going to like. This is a tiny A-frame cabin that is designed for off-grid living, and it can be built in different sizes. This is an 8 by 8 A-frame that is shown. This can also be built as a 8 by 10 or an 8 by 12. It is designed for recreation, off-grid living, seasonal use. But it could also be used for full-time off-grid living, and it could be used as a rental, a guest house, an office space, a workshop, a chicken coop, or whatever else you want to use it for. So this is 8 foot. This is shown 8 foot long and 8 foot wide, and it is using 12-foot lumber for the A-frame support. So now I'm going to switch over to a different picture of this so that I can show you the interior and some other features on this. It's easier to work with that than it is to work with this big scenery here, but I thought you would like seeing how this looks setting next to this lake. It'd be a great cabin for any place that gets high snow because of the pitch on the roof, or just anywhere you want a recreation cabin. And it can even be built at home and then flat packed up to wherever you're going to, wherever your recreation property is. You could set this cabin up, or you could flat pack it and take it to a rendezvous or something like that. All right, so let's go over and look at this other picture, and I'll show you how this is constructed. And then I will show you the link where you can go and get the free plans on Instructables. So let's go look at that. Okay, so now we can take a better look at the features on this cabin here. Now this is shown as an 8 by 8, 8 foot wide, 8 foot long. Like I said, it can be built out to 8 by 10 or 8 by 12. It is using 2 by 12 by 6 inch lumber for the A-frame supports. It is approximately 9 foot 8 inches to the peak. Lots and lots of headroom. The door shown is a 5 by 8 by 2 foot door. And as I said, this is designed for off-grid living, but it could be used for a lot of different purposes here. So let's take a look around this cabin first. This is a freestanding A-frame. It is designed to be placed on cement pads. As long as the ground is solid and firm, you can place this directly on what we call pavers or cement pads, and you can get these cement pads anywhere. Or you could build this on a permanent foundation if you wanted to. Okay, this is just, it's designed this way so that a freestanding building generally doesn't require any permits. And because this is under 100 square feet, this can be built like a playhouse in the back of your yard, even though it's not being used as a playhouse. Or it could be used as like a shed. Even in the city, you could build one generally under 100 square feet. You can build a structure like this even in the city. Okay, so that's the design idea for this plan. So let's take a look inside here. Let me just hide a couple things here. Let's hide this e-bike here and hide the solar panels. Okay, so now we can see inside here. And I've got this designed to be used with solar and here and propane. So here you can see it's got a propane heater, very similar to the one I use in my cabin all the time here. And the propane tank sits there, and then your battery is there on your porch for your solar panels. And so this would give you space in, this is the 8 by 8. This gives you space for a single bed here and a what we call a dry sink. Because it's not plumbed in. You can add plumbing to it if you want to. You could plumb your sink. This is considered a dry sink. And then I've got just like a toaster oven or a small microwave up here, 2-burner stove, small desk with your room for your laptop and your books or whatever. So how this would be used is as a spare bedroom, a guest room for company, or maybe you got a teenager that wants to have their own space. It could be used as a rental. And again, this can be built out to 8 by 10 or 8 by 12. So you could have a double bed in here, a full-size bed, a larger kitchen area in this same space. And it's designed, you know, it's small. Okay, but it's roomy enough for a person to move around in very comfortably. Again, the door is 5 foot 8 inches, so people over that height might have to duck a little bit to get inside the door, but that gives you a 2 foot wide door. And then I show this with a 2 foot by 3 foot window in the back, sliding window. And, you know, a plenty reasonable, comfortable, nice place for a guest bedroom or a an office space or a workshop or something like that. And this is shown for seasonal use. So this is not shown insulated, okay? However, it could be insulated. If you want to insulate this, you can use foam core 1.5 inch R8 insulation, and you just insulate between all of the studs on all the walls and then cover it up with paneling. So you could insulate this, but I designed this for seasonal off-grid cabin, so I don't have this insulated. And that also cuts down on the cost. I figured the cost on this, you could probably build this pretty easily for around under $2,000 if you're using all new materials, if you're using recycled materials, which I recommend you get a recycled door and recycled window for this because those are expensive. If you get that, then you should be able to build this for anywhere between $1,500 and $2,000 pretty easy, even at today's prices for lumber. All right, so now let's go over and look at the plans over on Instructables, because you know that's what you're interested in doing, and I go step by step in the plan so anyone can build this. If you have even basic building skills, you should be able to build this A-frame fairly easy. So let's go over and take a look at that now. Okay guys, so to get the free plans, you want to go to Instructables Tiny A-Frame Cabin Plans by Solarcabin, and it will pull up these plans here. And this is the plans are in a PDF format. You can download them or you can view them right on your screen here. And also, while you're here, please click the favorite where it says favorite up here. Click on that so that it lets people know that you like these plans. And again, these plans are completely free. And I give you all the step-by-step information for how to build this. I show you some nice pictures of how it can be done. Interiors and exteriors, pictures of A-frames, my 14 by 14 A-frame cabin that has been built by lots of people. And then you can go through the information and read here the description of the cabin and the materials that I recommend. And I show you step by step how to set up your pavers, how to use hurricane ties to tie it down, instructions for setting that up, full instructions for how to build the A-frame structural supports, the trusses, and you're using 2x6 by 12 lumber for this, okay? And I show you all the dimensions for that and how to cut them off so that they will sit flat on the ground. I show you in the instructions how to make your plywood gusset. This is what connects the top of the trusses, and here's your trusses constructed there. All the information and instructions for that. How to build the floor framing. This is for the 8x8. And this is made using 2x4 floor framing. You could use 2x6 if you want to. Recommended metal supports for making your floor framing. Here's your floor framing sheath with the dimensions. Here is the framing, so you can see the actual framing of the A-frame cabin. This uses 2 end supports that are 2x6 lumber, and then it uses 2x4 wall supports in between those. This saves on material and is much easier to build than using a whole bunch of A-frame trusses. So this is my design for how to build one of these. And it's a very strong structure once you get the material on for your wall material. Okay, and here I show you again how to do your framing construction and how to do the peak, ridge boards up here for the peak. And here is you're doing all of your sheathing for your front and rear wall. I show you how to do your sheathing, all the dimensions for that. Here is the directions for how to do your door. Again, the door is 2 foot wide by 5'8" high. How to do your window, which is a 2 foot by 3 foot window. And here's pictures of how that is constructed and framed in. Here's you can see the framing on the inside for the doors and windows. And here's how to put on your roofing, showing roofing felt or tar paper put over the structure first, and then metal roofing attached, and what type of screws to use to attach your metal roofing. And here is the finished project shown with the finishing features. Here I show your door installed, your window installed, and painting and that sort of stuff for finishing off your project. And then here are ideas just for the interior. And here you can see the different sizes. Here is the 8x8 size. And here's a picture of the 8x10 size, which is longer and you can have a full-size bed in it. Here's the 8x12 size, which you can see gives you a lot of room inside here. And then I show this with a wood stove, but that's optional. And in the next picture, I show you that this can also be done with a propane stove and solar panels. Here you've got solar panels on the system, and I show this as a more modern interior with a microwave and or a toaster oven and your laptop computer and a 2-burner stove, and you would have a propane heater instead of a wood stove, which gives you more room in here, which is probably how I would build it if I was building one of these. Okay, and then just some information from my off-grid channel, videos of my own cabin build, off-grid systems, my solar panel system, and information if you want to get more information for how to learn off-grid. All right, again, that is at on Instructables. You can type in Instructables, and Tiny A-Frame Cabin Plans by Solarcabin is the name of the PDF file. You can download it, and again, I would ask that you click on Favorite so that I get some attention to these plans. And again, the plans are 100% completely free. You're welcome to go to my website, simplesolarhomesteading.com, if you want to see more of my cabin plans, designs, get yourself an ebook for off-grid living. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed this design, and have a great day.